Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 budget-friendly vegan breakfast meals. This is going to be a part of a series that I'm going to do in April every Wednesday, and I'm going to do one for breakfast, which is today, lunch, dinner, and then a budget-friendly meal prep video. And that's going to come out every Wednesday in the month of April, so make sure you hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on that. And these budget-friendly meals are going to be under $3, so very exciting. I went to Aldi and got all of these ingredients, and Aldi is super cheap if you have one around you. And I wanted to make this video to show people that it does not have to be super expensive to go vegan. You can eat very delicious, healthy meals for very cheap on a budget. You don't have to spend a lot of money at the grocery store, and this is just to show that you can eat vegan meals on a budget. So my first meal that I'm making is an avocado toast with a chickpea scramble on top. So I already prepped most of the ingredients. I have half an onion, about a 1/4 cup of cherry tomatoes, half of a can of chickpeas rinsed, and I'm going to be using their organic seed-tastic bread. It's a 21 whole grain and seeds bread. It's kind of like the Dave's Killer bread, but the Aldi version. So I'm going to be using 2 slices of this, and I'm going to actually let you know the price of how much I spent altogether on the product, along with how much per meal it is. And then I'm going to be using my own seasonings because most people have seasonings at home, so I'm just going to be using standard seasonings, salt and pepper, garlic powder. I am using nutritional yeast to give it that like a cheesy flavor, and I'm also using ground turmeric to give it that yellow like eggy scramble look. So if you don't have these seasonings in particular, that's totally fine. You can totally get away with salt, pepper, some garlic powder. You can really make it what you own with whatever seasonings you want, but this is what I'm going to use. And yeah, so I will just get started. So first I'm going to cook the onions in some water. And while that's cooking, I'm going to mash up the chickpeas with a fork. I typically used tofu to make a scramble dish for breakfast, but they actually didn't have tofu at Aldi. I have seen tofu there before, and actually I do like it. They had a teriyaki flavor and a sriracha flavor, and they were both pretty good, but they did not have them, so I'm going to opt for chickpeas. And I'm not going to mash all of the chickpeas, just so I have some texture to it. And I don't know if I also mentioned that obviously for avocado toast I have an avocado as well. And you can also add some greens to this, some peppers. But for my budget-friendly meal, I wanted to keep it pretty minimal and still delicious. Okay, so while the onions are cooking, this meal is actually only $1.85. So for the chickpeas, 1 can is 49 cents. I'm using about a half can, so that's about 25 cents. Onions, there were 6 in a bag of yellow onions, and that was $1.29. So I'm using a half an onion, so that equals out to about 11 cents. For the tomatoes, I'm using these cherry tomatoes, and for a container it was $2.19. And I'm using about a 1/4 of the container chopped up, and that's about 27 cents. This loaf of bread was $4.29. I'm using 2 slices, so that's 54 cents. And an avocado was 69 cents. So altogether only $1.85. So if you think about it, that is pretty cheap for breakfast, especially because it's going to be filling. You have your carbs, you have your fat, and you have your protein. So this is a quick and easy breakfast that you can make, and I will show you everything all together. So the onions are cooking in some water because I wanted this to be oil-free. You do not have to cook with oil whatsoever. I do sometimes, but sometimes I do opt for water. And you can add a little bit more water too so it doesn't burn. But I have the chickpeas cooking with the onion. Okay, so I just threw in the tomatoes with the chickpea and onion. I'm going to let that cook a little bit, and I'm going to add in the seasonings. Nutritional yeast, garlic powder, some turmeric, and some salt and pepper. And you want to always add pepper with turmeric just so it activates the benefits of turmeric. Alright, so I'm gonna let that cook, and while that cooks I'm going to make my 2 slices of toast for the avocado toast. It's still cooking a little bit while the toast cooks, and it tastes delicious. Doesn't have an eggy taste. If you want an eggy taste, you can also add in some black salt. I don't have black salt, but I think this is very delicious, and it's going to be so good on this avocado toast. I am so excited, and it's perfect for one meal. Okay, so my toast is now done, and I just smashed an avocado on it. It's so creamy and ripe, so avocado toast, that's what it is. You just take an avocado that's ripe and smash it on some toast and add whatever you want to it. So I can literally just eat this, but I'm going to add on my chickpea scramble to it, and I will show you what it looks like. Alright, so here is the finished product. It smells so delicious. It has your fats, protein, and your carbs. It's a different type of breakfast too, so definitely try this one out. Under $2. Okay, for this next breakfast meal that's on a budget, I'm going to be making breakfast burritos, and I'm going to be making them with black beans and potatoes. So for this recipe, I'm going to be using half of an onion, half of a green pepper, and the reason I'm only using half of a green pepper is because I'm using this frozen bag of potatoes O'Brien, and it actually already has peppers in it, so I figured I would do some fresh and some frozen. So half an onion, half a green pepper, about 1/4 of these grape tomatoes again, sliced, half of a can of organic black beans. I'm using for the wrap these spinach herb wraps. A little bit different than regular wraps, I thought. Like I said, this potatoes O'Brien with onions and peppers, and I'm also using their organic non-GMO thick and chunky medium salsa, and it says right on the front there that it's vegan and gluten-free. So I'm using some of this on top, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, pepper, and some garlic powder. Alright, so the breakdown for this meal, altogether this meal for 2 wraps is $2.82. The spinach wraps were $1.19, and I'm using 2 wraps, and that's 40 cents. It comes with 6 of them. The black beans were 89 cents for a full can, and I'm using half of a can, so that's about 45 cents. The onion, there were 6 in a bag, so that was $1.29. I'm using about a half onion, and that's 11 cents. The peppers came with 3 green peppers, and that was $2.59. I'm using half of the pepper, and that comes to 43 cents. Tomato, I'm using about 1/4 of the container. This whole thing was $2.19, and the amount that I'm using is about 55 cents. So I'm also using the spinach for greens as well. The bag of spinach was $1.19. I'm using about 2 cups altogether, and that's about 30 cents. The salsa was $1.89. I'm using about 3 tablespoons split up between 2, and that equals out to about 38 cents. And then this bag of frozen potatoes O'Brien was $1.95. I'm using a cup, and that was 22 cents. So altogether, breakfast burritos are $2.82. Another delicious breakfast meal under a budget. I will show you how to make it. So first I'm going to cook the onions and potato in some water and cook them down. And then I will add in the black beans, which I actually rinse the black beans. It's best to rinse your beans out, especially because it's easier to digest once you rinse it off. So I just rinse them, so I will add that after these cook down a little bit. So here are my cup of potatoes. I'm actually going to put them in now so they defrost. And these potatoes are awesome because the only ingredients in these are potatoes, onions, green peppers, and red peppers, and that is literally it. So an amazing find at Aldi. We actually got 2 bags, so I'll probably be eating these a lot. And I just love going to Aldi a lot now because they have a new vegan line, so they have more vegan products that are fun, and a lot of their produce is actually organic and very fresh, so and very affordable, so that's why I absolutely love going to Aldi now. Okay, so the onions, peppers, and potatoes are cooking now. I'm going to add in the black beans and tomatoes. And now I'm going to add in the garlic powder, salt, and pepper. And you can leave out the salt and pepper if you would like. You can literally add any seasonings that you would like. You can even add some taco seasoning to this. That would be really delicious. If it does start to stick, then you can add more water. Okay, and I just added my 2 cups of spinach, but as you all know, this is gonna wilt down into nothing. I'm gonna let that cook a little bit, especially the potatoes, and then once it's done, I will fill it in the wrap. Okay, so the wraps are all put together. All I have to do is add on the salsa. It's pretty full, if you can see that. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to eat 2 of these, but they look super delicious and very budget friendly. So I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons all together. Alright, so there you have it. Another vegan, budget-friendly breakfast meal, breakfast burritos. Let's see if I can wrap these. Alright, so there you have it. 2 vegan breakfast burritos on a budget. I cannot wait to eat this. Alright, so for my third and final breakfast on a budget, it's going to be a smoothie bowl. And in the smoothie bowl, I'm going to be using almond milk, and this is unsweetened, original. Frozen fruit, and for frozen fruit I'm using frozen mango, frozen raspberries, and frozen blueberries. I'm also using 1 banana. I'm going to top it with some pumpkin seed and flax granola, sunflower kernels, and organic creamy peanut butter. In total, the smoothie bowl is $1.99. You can't get much better than that, especially if you go out to get a smoothie bowl, you're going to be paying much more. So the blueberries in total were $2.29. For the smoothie bowl, I'm using 1/2 cup, so that equals out to 57 cents. The raspberries were $1.95. I'm using 1/2 cup, and that is 39 cents. Mangoes were $1.99. I'm using 1/2 cup, and that is 33 cents. The peanut butter was $3.39. I'm using about a tablespoon to top it with, and that equals out to 12 cents. Bananas came with 6 in a bunch for 95 cents total. I'm using 1 banana, and that's 16 cents. The almond milk was $1.69. I'm using about a cup, and that's 21 cents. Granola, this granola was $1.99. I'm using about a 1/4 cup, and that's 17 cents. The sunflower seeds were $1.59. I'm using about a tablespoon to top it with, and that's 4 cents. $1.99 for a smoothie bowl, you cannot beat that. Alright, so I just added all the frozen fruit. Now I'm going to add in the banana. Alright, and now I'm going to add in the cup of almond milk. And it is a smoothie bowl, so I don't want it very thin. I want it to be thick, kind of like ice cream in a way. So might even be too much milk, but hopefully not. Alright, so I'm going to blend all the ingredients and then I will show you the finished product. Alright, and here is the finished product for my smoothie bowl. And I just added the peanut butter, granola, and sunflower seeds. It is a little too liquidy for my liking, so I probably would add less almond milk, maybe about a 1/2 cup, which would actually make this much cheaper. But still under $2, which is awesome. So I'm going to go enjoy this. Alright, so there you have it. 3 breakfast meals, all vegan and budget friendly. Each meal was under $3, so that is very affordable, so you don't have any excuses to not go vegan. You can find all these ingredients at your grocery store. Very healthy, whole food, plant-based meals, and very easy. This did not take me very long at all to make, so yeah, let me know if you try any of these meals out. Let me know down below. I will be making a new Vegan on a Budget video every Wednesday for the month of April. The next one will be lunch ideas, so make sure you stay tuned for that. If you shop on a budget, let me know what type of meals that you like to make down below, and I will definitely check that out. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!